How does tragedy shape our faith and purpose? Herod hears of Jesus' miracles and teachings, stirring his guilt and fear, as he believes John the Baptist has risen from the dead. This flashback narrative recounts the beheading of John at Herod's birthday feast, a result of a rash promise and a cunning request. This tragic event highlights the consequences of moral compromise and fear-driven decisions. As the news reaches Jesus, we see a moment of human sorrow and divine resolve, reminding us that grief can coexist with faith and often propels us toward our mission with renewed urgency. As Jesus withdraws to a solitary place, reflecting on John's death, his followers gather, bringing with them the needs and hopes of the multitudes. What miracles can arise from our meager offerings? In the wake of personal loss, Jesus encounters a large crowd in desperate need of healing and nourishment. Moved with compassion, he heals their sick and miraculously feeds over 5,000 people with just 5 loaves and 2 fish. This miracle is not just a demonstration of divine provision, but also an act of shared compassion as Jesus involves his disciples in distributing the food. It challenges us to bring what little we have to Jesus, trusting that he can multiply our humble efforts to meet the needs around us. As the crowd is fed and satisfied, Jesus sends his disciples ahead by boat, setting the stage for a night of deepening faith and understanding. How does our faith fare against the storms of life? Alone on the hill, Jesus prays, while his disciples face a fierce storm on the sea. In the darkest hour of the night, Jesus walks on the water toward them, revealing his mastery over the natural world. When Peter, emboldened by Jesus' presence, steps out of the boat but begins to sink due to his doubt, we see a powerful lesson on the nature of faith. This story encourages us to keep our eyes on Jesus, the source of our faith, especially when the winds of uncertainty howl around us. As they pull the drenched Peter back into the boat, the wind dies down, and the disciples' awe leads to a deeper confession of Jesus' identity. What healing do we seek in the presence of the divine? Landing on the shores of Gennesaret, Jesus is immediately recognized, and people flock to him, bringing the sick for healing. They beg merely to touch the hem of his garment, believing fully in his power to heal. This segment of the journey highlights the widespread yearning for healing, physical, emotional, and spiritual, and the profound impact of faith in action. It serves as a reminder that the presence of Jesus invites us to seek wholeness, not only for ourselves, but for our communities. As each person encounters the healing touch of Jesus, the narrative shifts back to the disciples, now wrestling with the implications of what they've witnessed and confessed. What healing do we seek in the presence of the divine? Landing on the shores of Gennesaret, Jesus is immediately recognized, and people flock to him, bringing the sick for healing. They beg merely to touch the hem of his garment, believing fully in his power to heal. This segment of the journey highlights the widespread yearning for healing, physical, emotional, and spiritual, and the profound impact of faith in action. It serves as a reminder that the presence of Jesus invites us to seek wholeness, not only for ourselves, but for our communities. As each person encounters the healing touch of Jesus, the narrative shifts back to the disciples, now wrestling with the implications of what they've witnessed and confessed. With a deeper understanding, how do we carry the message forward? Empowered by their experiences and Jesus' teachings, the disciples begin to play a more active role in spreading the gospel. This segment explores how witnessing Jesus' miracles and teachings firsthand transforms them from followers into leaders. They are now bearers of the good news, called to share the healing and hope they have received. This minute challenges us to think about how our encounters with Jesus equip us to help and lead others. As the disciples move forward with renewed vigor, the narrative hints at the growing challenges they will face as they take the gospel to new places. What is the cost and call of discipleship? The chapter closes with Jesus and his disciples looking toward the future. It reflects on the cost of discipleship, seen in the opposition they will increasingly encounter, and the sacrifices they will need to make. Yet, it also reaffirms the call to follow Jesus, emphasizing that the path of discipleship, while fraught with challenges, is also filled with profound rewards, the transformation of lives and the spreading of the kingdom.